Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm hoping you'll stick around and see our homeschool journey. My name is Jamie. I'm a homeschool mom of 3 boys. They are age 7, 6, and 16 months old. I am a former public school educator, and I taught grades kindergarten, 2nd, and 3rd before I decided to stay home and teach my kiddos. In today's video, I want to share with you our upcoming school schedule. So we're going to start school back in August, like the 2nd week in August, so it's about 3 weeks away, and I'm starting to get down to the last little bit, getting everything prepared so that we're able to start on August 10th. And what I worked on today was our schedule for next year. So I'm going to show you our schedule and kind of walk you through how I'm going to do that. So here's my schedule, and I just put Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at the top. And then what I have here is the first thing is breakfast Bible. I don't put any times on my schedule. I'm going to tell you when I hope to start and what times I hope these are, but I know realistically it doesn't always work that way, and I have a toddler in the mix, and that really messes up things. So I don't really focus so much on the time. I just like to focus on the activities. So for first thing is breakfast and Bible. And I will write on here what time I would like this to start. I would like this to start at 7 o'clock. And then chores are at 7:30. And then what I do is I break it down for kid 1 and kid 2. Their chores are get dressed, brush their teeth, make bed, feed dogs, and feed the fish. For kid 2, he has to get dressed, brush teeth, make bed. His job is empty dishwasher, and then bring dirty clothes to laundry room. This is just a copy for my YouTube channel. My copy has my kids' names here. Then after they do this, so this should take them, their chores should take no more than 30 minutes. It really shouldn't even take that long, but I give them 30 minutes in the mornings, and so we would start morning meeting at 8 o'clock. Our morning meeting consists of calendar, where we do the days of the week, and I have a song for this. We do the months of the year, which I have a song for. We talk about today's date. We talk about the month that we're in, the actual day, and the day of the week it is. And then we talk about how many days we've actually been in school, and we'll count that off on our 100 chart. Then I go into the seasons and weather. We have a seasonal song that we sing for each season. We talk about the season, what the weather is, and we like to graph the weather. And we also like to talk about what you should wear outside that day with the weather. Then we go into our capital and state song, which goes along with our geography curriculum, and I can leave a link down below for our geography curriculum. And then we look at the schedule and day, and I just discuss the day with him. If we have any appointments for that day, if we have any special things going on that day. That way they just kind of know what's going on. After that, we go for recess, and I put here 30 minutes. So this should start at around 8:30, and it'll last till about 9 o'clock. The reason that I like to do 30 minutes is because we like to go on a walk in the mornings. Sometimes we'll go ride our bikes around. Sometimes we'll go to the little park that's up the street. But for the most part, we just do a walk around our neighborhood, and it takes us about 30 minutes to do that walk. So ideally, I would like to do that between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. So then I have morning work, which is daily learning notebook, this is their notebook, and it has days in school, calendar, time, and money. That's what it focuses on, and a lot of that they will just be filling in from our morning meeting. And then I also like to give them a review practice sheet, just something that reviews something we've already learned for that year. This also should take 15 minutes. So you're looking at this being over, this starting at 9 and being over around 9:15, and then you would start your read aloud at 9:15. Read aloud and snack should also take 15 minutes, and a lot of times this is when my toddler is getting very tired, and we'll just sit down and I'll get him ready for his nap, and I'll read to the big boys and they can have a snack. And my toddler can have a snack too before nap. And this is around 9:15. After that, I normally would have my toddler down for a nap, and I will start an hour worth of work with my 2 big boys. So we would start this around 9:30, and it would last till around 10:30. For kid 1, and I'm going to show you how I do this as well, I use a highlighter to highlight. For kid 2, I always start with him, and I start with him for reading for 20 minutes. He works with me I always do 20 minutes with him. He works with me first in the morning for 20 minutes. While I'm working with him, my other son is doing reading games or activities that he can do independently for 20 minutes. Then I switch. Then I work with him for 20 minutes. While I work with him for 20 minutes, my other son is doing reading games activities for 20 minutes. Then my oldest son will go do Zern for 20 minutes while I work with my youngest on writing. And again, this is normally when my toddler is sleeping, so it gives me a lot of one-on-one time with my two kiddos. So after that, it's 10:30, and then I give them 30 minutes of creative play. I like to do this because it gives me a minute to straighten up from breakfast or switch over the laundry or do whatever I need to do for 30 minutes. It also gives me time to work with my toddler on Tot School if he is awake, especially since a lot of his Tot School stuff is more sensory bends and more hands-on activities. If he's awake, which he normally would only be taking like an hour nap in the morning, what I'll do is I'll sit down with him for 30 minutes. If he'll sit for that long, he normally won't, and we can start working on some of his Tot School while my older two have like a little mini break. Then after that, so this would be 10:30 to 11 o'clock. Then here at 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock is another hour of school. And in this hour, I work with my youngest for 20 minutes while my oldest, he finishes his Zern from earlier. Zern does take about 30 minutes, and that would give him 10 minutes to do some math games or to play with some type of math activity. Then I'll work with him for 20 minutes and 20 minutes. He would have 40 minutes of working with me, while my youngest son, he would do Zern. Once he was finished with Zern, then he would be done for the day and he could go on. Well, he'd be done for this time period and he would have free play. Once I get done with this around 12 o'clock, we have lunch and recess. So around 12 o'clock, we sit down to eat, and we normally have lunch and recess until about 2:30. Around 2:30, my toddler will go down for his second nap. That again gives me a lot of time to work with my young ones. So what he'll do is he'll go from 12 to 2:30. We'll have our outside recess and lunch. And then I'll come back while he's napping, and I'll hang out with my oldest two. And what we do is we do a loop subject, so we do 2 to 3 a day. And the way this would work was, so let's say on Monday we do science and art. And then on Tuesday we'll do history and music. Then on Wednesday we would do geography and Spanish. On Thursday we would do nature. Let's say we had time that day and we did nature, science, and art. And then on Friday we would start with history, music, maybe geography, and then next week we would start wherever we left off on Spanish. So I just keep up with that and we just kind of go through it. We do 2 to 3 a day depending on the time. This always takes us exactly 1 hour, no more. So if we start this around 2:30, we'll be done around 3:30, and then after that my kids are allowed to have free play, tablet time, watch TV, whatever they want to do until dinner. So I hope that walks you through. And what I do is, you can see there's little dots here, and I have a sleeve, a plastic sleeve, which I will show you, and I just mark it off with a dry erase marker. So I have my dry erase marker, and I would do this for every day. Every day I will take it and I would mark off. And then what I would do is, for these, I would just mark off whatever we got done for that day. And then what would happen is every day I would wipe off the top part, and then I would leave this, so that way on Tuesday I would know where to start. And then on Tuesday I'd mark off. Then Wednesday. And then every week I just wipe it clean. And this just kind of helps my children also have a visual of what's going on. This is still set up for our summer schedule, but I'll also will have schedule cards, which you can see them all right here for the year. I'll have them, and then I will put them in here as well. That way my kids have a visual to our schedule along with the paper. They just like to come here and look. They like the little graphics, and it's just easier for them to see what we do. I hope you liked our video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more homeschool videos. Thank you.